Alright, so welcome along to this complete tutorial on how to automate your entire business using AI. Now, there are a couple automations here ranging from easy all the way to hard. And the point here is to sort of, no matter what operation you're running or what offer you're running, the point here is to get your conversion rates up using AI. And I'm going to show you at each stage how to do that. So let's get started with the front end of your funnel. Now, if you are running any sort of cold outbound ads, now obviously most of your leads or most of your prospects are going to be coming through paid ads, whether that be on YouTube, TikTok, IG, Google, or Facebook ads. Any sort of form of ads, content, or any personal branding, front-facing profiles that you may have. All your leads are going to come through there. And if you are running outbound as well, this is where there's a huge opportunity for automation, especially if you're doing Instagram or Facebook cold DM outreach. Now, you can go out and do the traditional way, which is hiring a setter. Drawbacks are they're expensive, they take a lot of time and headache, and you have to pay them. And as you guys can see with Instagram, you're capped at 50 messages a day, which is around 10 an hour. So that means you're effectively, if you're still doing outreach or if you have someone doing outreach for you, they're wasting 5 hours every day, or you're wasting the money to buy their 5 hours every single day. Now, with an AI setter that does it for you, you can have it affordable, personal, and you can even stack 10 to 20 different accounts. So with one setter, you may have one account that does 10 outreach messages a day. If you have a same outbound setter, that same setter can get you around 10 to 20 different accounts on VoiceFlow. And any form of cold outreach is really, especially if you don't have a targeted list, any form of cold outreach is really just trying to get prospects into your funnel via a DM. So it's not really necessary to have the most high quality of leads. However, it is necessary to have a consistent stream of a large amount of leads. Now, you can do this by scraping lead lists as well. If you deploy an AI setup, you can have it so that it reaches out to a specific following or a specific influencer that you have in mind, and it reaches out to their followings. So everyone who follows them is automatically inserted into the lead list. With an AI setter, it runs 24/7 and you don't have to pay as much. Now, the costs here are extremely minimal. You've got around a couple cents, depending on how much API usage it comes up to. It's about a couple cents, so far less than the price of a regular setter in some third world country. Now, this only applies if you're doing cold outbound. If most of your leads are coming through front-facing profiles or any form of paid ads, that is not subject to automation. Now, all of these leads are going to be directed into your VSL or landing page funnel. If you have a type form or any form of application that you can use to collect the prospect's info with a funnel, for example, a VSL. With a funnel, you're doing two things. You're educating your prospect and you're also using it as a layer of friction. You don't want every single person that looks at your funnel to opt in. There has to be a level of friction. You need to be able to vet your leads correctly. And you also need to, that way you also keep the leads not only consistent, but also high quality. If you are using a form of type form, make sure that either you or your sales team has the necessary information. That means why have they contacted you, their reason for choosing your product, if you're running an info product or a SMMA offer, why they have chosen you specifically. And obviously any budget related questions you might have or information for your sales team, basically. There are a couple ways to do this. The most popular one is to use an AI lead magnet. So if you're running Typeform or VSL, the best way to do it is your ideal client lead fills out a Typeform, and then ChatGPT writes a personalized message and then drafts that email ready to be sent to them as like an introduction. Alternatively, you can also have it with voice AIs, and I'll show you how to do this in just a minute. But with voice AI, you can have it so that it basically sends a call to your lead saying, or to your prospect saying, hey, just saw you filled out our type form. I just want to personally welcome you to the company or whatever it is. You can also have it so that it automatically forwards this information into your CRM. This is where a lot of companies fuck up, is because you don't have a CRM in place. Most of the time, you're going to have a simple CRM like HubSpot or what was the other one? Closer.com is also a popular one. Most of these are done manually. These are not automated. If you can find a way to link this segment into your funnel, so you have it You have it so that you can update your prospect information, you can segment your prospect correctly as well, and you can track which stage of the pipeline your prospect is automatically, all from, let's say, a platform like Slack. You can run things a lot more efficient, and you're going to get a better sort of central system where you can consolidate that information, and then your sales team are going to have a lot less friction when it comes to client communication, keeping up with prospects, or just making sure that things run smoothly on the back end. So organized follow-up is a big point here. You're using an automated CRM. This is different to manually inserting all the information in. If you have a centralized platform like Slack, where you can just click a bunch of buttons and have a deal update on your CRM, in this case HubSpot. If you can do that, then you're really cutting time and cost as well, streamlining everything. Now, the interesting thing is I have built this exact same automation already. It's on my channel. If you can check it out, get like an idea of how much time you can save by implementing this. Once they are in your CRM pipeline, we move on. In the ideal case, we move on to a sales call. Now, there are two cases. You either move to the sales call, or we have our disqualifies, no-shows, or do not buys. These go into your remarketing funnel. These cannot be ignored. You can't just say, okay, I'll just slap some retargeting ads without segmentation on them. You need to be able to have a system where you can retarget and remarket to these people separately based on why they didn't buy or why they didn't follow through with the sales call. But let's wait on that for a bit. Let's go to sales call. Once they book in the call, most of the time people just call it a day and then say, oh, okay, I'll see you on the call. You need to have some form of AI automation or AI setter in place to call them. Traditionally, again, you can do this with human setters. As I said, this is expensive. This is old-fashioned. Your benefit here with AI setters is that you can send multiple calls at the same time. I can do it so that my Bland AI API or my VAPI or whatever service I choose to use with Voice AI, I can feed a list of literally hundreds of numbers, hundreds of leads that have booked a call, and call them simultaneously saying, hey, you have a call in 24 hours, just wanted to check in with you. If you are going to attend that call, let me know. If not, we can reschedule that call at a later date. This alone, just having this setup in place, just improves your show rate by so much that you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry a lot about no-shows or people basically dropping out of your calendar once you have that initial call booked. And keep in mind, these calls are extremely customizable. You can have it in Bland API. If you've messed around with Bland AI or any sort of voice calling AI software, you know how specific or how detailed you can get into these calls. I can have it so that it can handle objections and reschedule it. And you can also have integrations with your Google Calendar or whatever calendar app you're using, so that once the prospect actually books in that call, one, it automatically logs it, and going back to the CRM, you can then move up this person to the next stage in your pipeline, right? And if you have this AI setter, this automation right here, we can link all these automations together to your central CRM, and then they in turn update each prospect's information on the pipeline without you having to do much. Again, this also goes for any sort of pre-call procedure that you may have. And then obviously you run through the sales call. Pretty simple process. I'm not going to explain it here. You probably have taken many sales calls before. One of three things is going to happen. You either close the deal, they do not qualify, or they feed into the follow-up pipeline. Let's just take a look at the deal closed scenario here. Now, in case they do go forward with your info product offer or your marketing service or whatever offer you are running at this time, you then need to have some sort of onboarding. You typically do this either by sitting down with the client or just having them fill out a form or just adding them to a Slack channel. All of these little minor details that cost you time or you and your team time, this can all be automated. I'm actually in the process of building an AI onboarding assistant. I'll let you guys know how that goes. However, I am working on building out a comprehensive version of this assistant. A lot of these tasks, for example, generating contracts, sending out invoices, drafting invites or any sort of introductory emails or calls or creating Slack channels, all of these are logistical things that, quite frankly, your team is billing you to do basically fuck all. Like, this is work that can be automated. This isn't like actual work. Like, all of these are just tasks that can be automated literally within the span of 30 minutes. And again, we're talking about a centralized system where you've got this Slack interface, we've got channels for each stage of your prospect. You've got a channel for onboarding. You've got a channel for closed clients. You've got assistants for all of these different things that help you out. And these are AI assistants. These run 24/7. You can literally have your remote team or even an in-person team. Everything is just smoothened out so much by having these automations in place at every step of your sales process or your funnel. And it basically reduces that bleed through rate that you have. If your CPM is shit, if you've got too much friction on your funnel, this conversion rate between your front end and your funnel is not going to be enough. You're not going to get enough leads in then to the typeform, to the application. If you have your VSL is garbage, or if your copy on your landing page isn't up to standard, you're not going to have many people that convert to typeform. You're going to have a higher cost per lead. So as you know, by running these systems, every single link in this system needs to be as humanly possible. So let's take a look at what happens if the sales call doesn't go through, if we get a negative response. This person then goes into the follow-up pipeline. Now, these are your remarketing or retargeting leads. You need to be able to send out emails. You need to have some form of automation in place for this retargeting or email campaigns that you might have. So email campaigns, SMS campaigns, or now even with voice AI, call campaigns. Typically, you're probably doing email and SMS for retargeting, if at all, and then also obviously Facebook and YouTube ads. That's a whole other domain as well. But this is basically your bottom of funnel. This is the people that you that were interested, but then something happened, or they got cold feet, or logistically it didn't work out, so they fell through to the bottom of your funnel. Now, typically, you may be doing this with emails. You may have an email list or an SMS list. It's doable, but it costs a lot of time and effort. Now, one way to do this, one way to sort of recover lost revenue, is to have them send a free, actionable, or valuable stuff. This could be free guides, anything from follow-up offers or a percentage of discount on your course or your product or service or whatever. And then obviously also including them in your campaigns and email lists. If this is not automized one way or the other, you're losing out on a lot of revenue here. Yeah, as I said, I mean, typically in the industry standard, we see 40% of sales that go through the first time, and then 60% of your revenue is going to come from that recovered revenue that you sort of bring back from all these retargeting efforts that you might have. This can be done, again, the automation potential here is huge. You can do this without the need of your team or any sort of external marketing guys or marketing contractors. You can do this via what we call an AI abandoned cart recovery. Now, this is mainly an automation used in e-commerce. However, this can also be applied to any form of abandoned sale that didn't go through. Basically, the AI calls up the lead, or the AI writes an email, a custom email based on their reason for not going through, or a custom SMS for their reason for not going through, and it calls them up saying, hey, just wanted to thank you for your time on that sales call. Just wanted to check in with you if you are still interested. Here's a discount code, or here's a free guide that you may find useful. And then it offers that discount on the call, and also checks in with them, like, is there any reason why you couldn't be able to use this code later today? Prospect says, yeah, sure, I'll take a look. And it's also possible to integrate this AI to say, okay, why don't we book in a follow-up call, or a more a sort of debrief call after the initial sales call, to just really drive your offer home and just let them know that this offer still solves the problem that your ideal client may have. And obviously, all of it's 100% automated. So using AI, you don't have to worry about paying. You don't have to worry about hiring or quality. You literally go into the scenario builder in Blend AI, and you tweak a couple of variables to your liking, and it sends out flawless calls every single time, 24/7, to really get that 60% of your lost revenue. To really get that 60% back of your lost revenue. Because quite frankly, if you're running a ship that does maybe 6 figures a month top line revenue, you're losing out on multiple tens of thousands. I mean, this is like with your info product business. Now, if you're not, let's say, if you're not running an AI automated setting, or if you have no automations in place, to make sure that your prospects actually get onto the sales call that they have booked, you're going to have a very, very high bleed through rate over here. Or if you don't have an automatic typeform application that updates information to your centralized CRM, you're going to have, again, you're going to lose out on this. You're going to lose out on prospects that you could have targeted, but they just didn't go through, or they fell through. Most of the time, around 60% of your entire revenue that is just waiting to be retargeted by and nurtured into these lists by you. And again, if you don't have automations in place, you're going to lose out heavily on this. So I suggest you take a look at this Miro board again. It's in the description below. Take a look at your entire sales funnel, map it out alongside this one, and just really dissect every part of this engine and take a look at, okay, where can I deploy AI to automate this job for me? Where can I take some stress off my team that does it for me? Or where can I, if you're dealing with annoying media buyers or contractors that you don't want to pay, where can I take AI? Where can I take these automations in make.com or Zapier or Bland AI? Any form of voice AI automations, where can I take this and say, okay, I'm at a stage where I have enough automations in place where I can fire some of my contractors and I don't need to pay them as much. All of these automations, you're doing this at a cost of what it would take humans to do. So this is really, really useful in terms of if you're running as I said, info product offer, SMMA, any sort of e-commerce business, coaching, consulting, any form of offer that requires you to have a front end, a personal brand funnel, and then obviously a sales call. Any offer that follows this structure, you will need to take a good hard look at your sales systems and just like think to yourself about how I can automate this and how I can take this to the next level. So yeah, this resource is available to you for free. If you have any questions, just hop on a call with me. I'll be more than happy to run through this with you.